Damn, street niggas, we ain't really comfortable with all of that attention. That's what you trying to say.
Do what you do, baby.
Yeah, I want congrats. I seen to come up through the mud. You feel me?
Real.
Yeah, I'm saying, like I said, I used to be top. I'm one of the ones. When that nigga said he had a phone, his whole joke, and I'm looking at the screen like preach, cause I was on the phone with him. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying?
What's poppin', partner? Yo, you get me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a little staticky, but I can hear you.
Oh, it's staticky?
Well, because you coming through my car speaker. You coming through my car speaker.
Oh, all right. So we good? We good?
Yeah, we good.
All right, so you want to introduce yourself and shout your people out, or you want to get straight to it, you hear me?
I mean, I can introduce myself. It's all good. I'm Joseph Blake, owner of Stay Busy Apparel, active wear line, that I created for the people with like minds, with the on the go and the active mind. You know what I'm saying? The creators, the go-getters, the hustlers,
Boy, you know how to promote your motherfucking brand, boy. I'm telling you, boy. So look, check this out. Were you always a fashionable person, my brother?
Yeah, originally I'm from San Francisco, California. So back in the day, San Francisco was kind of like the fashionable area in the Bay Area. So yeah, I would say we were always in the fashion, way back in the day. So yeah, I would say I kind of always been fashionable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so when did you kind of first notice like how to put clothes together and make a fire outfit? You hear me?
Well, it kind of go back because even before I was doing this,
all the way back as you need to go, brother. You hear me?
Okay. So back even before now, before creating a brand and before it became, real fashionable for everybody to be independent brand owners. Me and one of my friends, we were selling clothes all the time, and even though we were selling other brands, even before that, we was creating products, and we would go to China and go bring back brands and sell. So it was only that.
Wait. Hold up. You can't just tiptoe past, go to China and bring back. Nah, hold up. Y'all would actually go to the, you understand, China and come back?
Yeah, so like, remember when throwback jerseys was hot?
Yeah.
Okay, we would fly. So, we knew that they was coming from China and Korea. So first time I sent my sister to Korea to go, and she brought back like 500 throwback jerseys for me. Some of them got snatched up in customs. Some of them got snatched up in customs. So then me and one of my friends, we started going to Shanghai and Guangzhou. We learned that a lot of the manufacturing plants that a lot of these big brands use were in Guangzhou, China, and it's a place called event called the Canton Fair that they have twice a year. It's a big manufacturing conference, kind of like the Magic Show, but times 100, because they manufacture everything. It wasn't just clothing. So from there, we learned. We met a lot of manufacturers.
Drop them gems, OG.
Oh, okay. So we learned, a lot about manufacturing and designs and stuff like that. And it was always one of my goals from the time I was young to walk around with my own clothes on, with my own stuff on. So it was kind of just a natural progression. We were selling other stuff, and that's how we was learning to network and how to, we was out the trunk with it, and being that we was selling, a lot of these popular brands, we couldn't open up a store and do it because technically it was, kind of
You can't do
illegal.
that.
But
Right.
right, you can't do that. So I knew I didn't want to keep doing that, even though that was kind of easy money. But I didn't want to do that. So I knew that I always wanted to start my own brand. So about 5 years ago, I was in Colombia. I was in Medellin, Colombia, and I met a guy from
Oh,
Panama, and he
wait.
was telling me,
You trying to tiptoe across these major events. Hold up. You was where?
I was in Medellin, Colombia. I was in Medellin, Colombia with one of my buddies. And, he had a few friends over there, a few female friends over there. So I went over there with him because he kind of didn't want to go by himself. So I went with him, and we just so happened to be sitting out at this park, at this place, Parquilletes, where, it's a lot of clubs, a lot of parks. And I met a guy from Panama City, Panama. And he told me that that's what he did. He came over to Colombia and got clothes manufactured. And he took them back to Panama to sell, and he told me that he traveled through Ecuador, through Brazil, selling his own products. So I was like, you know what? In the back of my mind, it resonated because I was like, that's always what I wanted to do. It allows me to wear my brand. It allows me to make money. It allows me to travel.
Somebody
See
probably
me?
trying to...
Can you see me?
Yeah, we good. Somebody was calling you, huh?
Yeah, a call had came through. So
good.
it allowed me to do all of those. So I flew back home, but on the flight back home, I was saying that I wanted to take this serious, and I didn't want to just do it as a hustle. Because hold on, let me go back. In 2000 I had went to the Magic Show. In '99, I went to the Magic Show in Vegas, and I had met a Jewish guy named Zach, and he had and he was sold leather products, leather coats, leather bags, and all that. Well, what really stuck with me was he had you know what pea coats are?
What are they?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what are they?
Yo, can you hear me?
You can hear me? I can hear you.
I don't know if you can hear me. I can hear you, but I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on one second.
All right.
Can you hear me
I
better?
I can hear you, though. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
It says the mic is on. I don't know. It says the mic is on. I don't know if you can hear me, though.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You can hear me?
Can you hear me?
But I can't hear you, though.
Run it. Go ahead. Run it.
Okay. So let me just talk then. I just go. So I don't know if you know what leather pea coats are, but Zach had a company called Paramount Leathers, and so he had these leather pea coats. He could make them in any color you want. So long story short, I started hustling them in Chicago, in the Midwest, and I got to California, where I'm from, and I just was going through a bunch of them. And he kept telling me back then, you should brand these, you should put your own name on it. But I was selling them so fast, I wasn't even thinking about that back then. So what happened was, fast forward about in 2001, we was doing it, and then 9/11 hit, and where he was at in the garment district wasn't far from where 9/11 hit. So over the course of time, they relocated, and a lot of stuff just fell apart. So I ended up, going through it kind of frustrated, like I don't know why I didn't take advantage of that situation. So fast forward now, I started creating my own products, and now I got manufacturing. But to say this though, I started out with an active wear line because that was like the easiest thing to do. But coming from Colombia, I said I want to be serious about this, and I don't want to just treat it as a hustle like I was doing the pea coats. I was just treating that like a hustle, coming out the trunk of the car and with people I know. So I actually enrolled in school, took a business class for a year, and learned how to start a business. Really start a business, the LLC, the EIN number, the business name, the trademarks, and all of that. And so I actually started this as a real business. So before I even, I came up with the products, but before I even got anything made, I trademarked my brand. And to me, that always tells me something when I meet people and they got brands, and I'll be like, are you trademarked? And they be like, no, I haven't done that yet. In my mind, I'll be like, maybe you don't really believe in yourself, because if you do all of this work, like if I'm out here grinding, doing all this work for Stay Busy Apparel, and somebody go trademark my brand up under me, they could give me a cease and desist and tell me I got to stop doing this, and now they own the brand. So that was the very first thing I done, was trademark the brand, and then I started getting mock-ups, and I got products created, and, you know, and then just the fact that I've lived in 7 or 8 different states, you know, I've been using those resources in Kentucky, in Chicago, in California. Can you hear me?
Can you see the? I can
Hold
hear
on,
you.
let me see.
Can you see the comment? Wait, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I can't hear you at all, my man.
Can you see the comment? The comment.
I can't hear a word you saying. Let me see.
Wait, look at the. Let me see.
Nah.
All right. Boom. Boom. Can y'all hear me? Cause when that call come in, it be messing up the audio. Yeah. Go see if you can hear me. I'm on YouTube. Go see if you can hear me. I'm on YouTube. Oh, let me see. Let me see if y'all can hear me. You hear me? Cause if y'all can hear me, then you know I could just type the questions and he answer them. You hear me? But if y'all can't hear me, then we gonna have to start all over. Let me see. Can you hear me? All right, so y'all can hear me. You heard me? So what I'm gonna do is when you tap back in, you heard me? I'm gonna just type the questions for him to answer. You dig? When he type back in. I hope everybody having a very too NOLA day so far. Though I be hating that though when the vibe be good and it be the right vibe and shit. You heard me? And then boom, somebody call somebody. You heard me? And that be like boom. It always gotta all right, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, I can hear you. You
yeah,
can run it?
I can. Yep.
All right, we good then, right?
Okay, so you want me to start? Yeah, you good. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, start from when you know when you said
where
you
did it go
went to
bad?
Columbia.
Where did it go
You
bad?
went to Columbia.
Yeah, okay. So I met a Panama, a guy from Panama who was basically doing the same thing. He was going to Colombia because, you know, they do manufacturing in Colombia, jeans and leather. So he was going over there and he would take the stuff to his hometown in Panama City and Ecuador, throughout South America. So I just thought that was that he was doing it, and that always really with me. So I came back home. You don't know where I felt like I didn't want to treat it as a hustle. So I actually enrolled in business school, and business class, so that I could learn to, you know, start this as a real business. You learn how to form a real business. You register your business name, you get an LLC, you get an EIN number, you get a business, and now you in business. So then I started the products. And I felt like, the wear line would be the easiest way to do it, like shirts and hoodies and sweatsuits, that we wear, that we wear and the urban people wear, even though it's an urban brand. But another thing I thought long and hard about the name. because that's kind of, I didn't want to be out here with a name, you know, and no respect to nobody else or what they doing. Like, you know, I see, you know, because I do, man.
Okay. We're gonna get to the name. We're gonna get to the name. All right. You say you from San Francisco, California.
Okay.
You say you're from San Francisco, California.
Right. But
okay, give us in New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm from the East Palo Alto, California.
Yes, shout out. Won't you give us in New Orleans some some insight on your upbringing? How is it growing up in San Francisco, California on the East? You hear me?
So San Francisco is on the west, so that's West Coast. So the whole Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and where I grew specifically in East Palo Alto. How was it growing up? Back then, it was better time, and it was different than it is now. No, it was the 80s, the late 70s, the early 80s. It was good. That's all I can say. You know, it was a lot family orientated. It was a lot. You know, there was things going on that kind of going on now, but it just it was a lot different. As I say, it was we pretty much was just a lot more unity than it is now in the area. San Francisco, Oakland, you've heard of Oakland. You kind of got to feel how it go down in Oakland. It's kind of like New Orleans a bit. The same kind of vibe. I used to live on the West Bank in Metairie. And I used to go to New Orleans back in the days, and it's the same kind of vibe. It was a lot more family orientated, a lot more. Yeah. So but I grew up in the Bay Area. I wouldn't have rather grew up nowhere, So I was saying, I thought long and hard about the name of the brand because, if I'm playing here, I gotta have something that's sustained. So I didn't want to have a name like what's the catch? Get it out of the clothing, or because when get it out ain't the saying no more. Now you look corny. You know what I mean? You looking now. So I thought about it, and I've always been on the go. I've always active. My mother used to say, well, youngsters, you just slow down. You always doing, slow down. You know what I'm saying? So naturally, thought about it, stay busy. If you're trying to get to whatever you're trying to get to, like, you got a thing you doing, you got to stay at it. You can't slack, or a lot of people doing what you're doing. You got to stay, you got to keep it and stay busy and keep it pushing. It's the same thing. But stay busy with more people in general, because when I be playing older people, younger people with different ethnicities, white, black, we like, oh, let's stay busy. You got that right. Everybody can relate to that. Whether you're trying to get healthy, whatever it is you're trying to do, you got to keep it. And it don't always be physically. You can be thinking of it. You can be mentally staying busy. You understand?
Yes, sir. So, what does fashion mean to you personally, OG?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What does fashion mean to you personally, OG?
It's kind of like an identity. You kind of catch somebody almost. I ain't saying it's always, but you kind of can judge people based on how they dress, right? I mean, people do it all. Let's see a guy come in with a hoodie over you might think that's trouble. Hood, or wherever you come from, tell a person in a suit and tie, that they looks like they're for business, right? So fashion to me, identity. You got people that wear a bunch of luxury brands. You look at them way. You see the person dressed in clothes. You think of them a certain way. So to me, fashion is an identity. That's what it is to me.
Is it difficult building a brand, OG?
I won't say difficult, but here's what you gotta understand. Here's what people out there. When you're trying to establish a brand, know what kind of brand it is, whether it's clothing, whether it's a car brand or a restaurant, whatever it is, it's dedication and it's persistence. consistent. And, you know, like on the podcast brand, it ain't easy. You know, I think people in the things, and they'll say, oh, my auntie can cook. I'm a restaurant. Well, your auntie cooking food is the least of the issues you can do when you're establishing a brand, because thousands of brands out here. What's going somebody come to you besides these others? What's going to make somebody wear Stay Busy apparel opposed to a Miri, a Balenciaga? So, you know, I got to be out here and out here, and it takes a while to get a success, because you can start something and to be like, okay, that's cool for right now, but 3 years later, it's like, where is
The sound, man. We probably got to start over.
5 years later? Say what?
I can hear you. I thought we was gonna have to start over.
What
You
you
heard
say?
me?
Oh, nah. I said, you know, when you establishing a brand, there used to be a saying, it takes years to be an overnight success. Nowadays, with social media, you know, you expedite it a little bit, but you still got to work. It's not nothing that is going to come tonight, because people are not going to take you serious until they see it over and over and over. In marketing, I learned this in school too. And there's a saying, you have to see something 7 times before your mind adapts it. You know what I'm saying? And marketing and promotion backbone to any business. You know what I'm saying? Marketing and promotion. You think about it. McDonald's is probably the most recognized one of them in the world, and they still out advertise everybody. You see what I'm saying? So when you're trying to brand, if you're not serious, if you're not ready for sleep nights, if you're not ready to hear no more than you hear yes, it's probably for you. You know?
I feel it. What's the first goal you completed when you started your brand, OG?
You went back. I can't hear you now. Back out. Let me see.
Yeah. Let me see. Hold up. Let me see.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I
Can you hear me?
man. Dang, I don't know what's on. Type it. See if you can type it.
Can you hear me now? We might gotta run it back. Hold on.